Sweden, one of the greatest military powers in history, but nowadays, not as much. But what if I say we can easily restore his power with the help of bicycle divisions? So without any further ado, Araman, historical, and go. For the first focus, we don't really have a choice. Can only do this one over here. So let's do that. Research-wise, we can be very boring today. So we're just gonna go down production and engineering. For equipment, I'm just gonna build the standard stuff with a little bit of a focus on support equipment because bicycle divisions are basically infantry that also need support equipment. With the upside that bicycle divisions are quite fast. And industry-wise, I'm just gonna boost our mines over here because with amazing mines over here. And with some extra infrastructure, we can get a lot more out of them. So let's do that. So we got the Defense Act giving us this decision over here. I'm gonna choose this guy over here for now because we do lose a bit of stability, which is kind of really bad for our nation and why I will explain in a second. And this guy might look a bit more interesting because we do need to get our war support up to unlock some very important focuses, but the extra political power cost really hurts. So I'm gonna get this guy for now. Focus-wise, I'm gonna rush down to the radio because we are going down today, surprise, the monarchist path. That is for the sole reason because I found a way to unite basically all of the Nordic nations without any war. And I always wanted to find a reason to show that off, and I finally found one. I did also check the other focus trees for fun ideas, but I gotta say, this over here is kind of peak, not gonna lie. And while we wait for this focus, let me elaborate why I said we need high stability, because we have this modifier over here, meaning that if we go under 68% stability, we will get a huge strike, which is really bad for our nation. So what we need to do now is to either have 45 civilian factories, including trade, which will not happen anytime soon, or build 14. That is quite easy. It will take a while, but it is quite easy. And if we can achieve that, we get a free 120 political power. That is really good. So after we're done with the infrastructure over here, we will immediately go into building civilian economy wherever we can. And not gonna lie, long term, that will really pay back. Because with this modifier over here, we shouldn't build mills anyways right now, and we get a boost for infrastructure and civilian factories. So for the beginning, trying to get this done is pretty good. And the mines I'm building up, not just for my own need, because I don't need that much steel. This is more about exporting the resources to other nations, so we get more industry. Not gonna lie, that's a little bit of an RNG factor, because I always try to influence trade, because if I have to be honest, something I really struggle to understand in HOI4 is trade. And not the trade specific, but how the AI interacts with trade. So if anyone in the comments really understands trade well, I invite you in here or in my Discord. I literally just want to learn this. Explain it to me. This would be amazing to know. I know this is a dangerous thing to say as a YouTuber, but my DMs are always open. And for now, they're really calm. But, you know, now that I said that, a lot of people are gonna go into my DMs like, oh, hi, Florius. By the way, this is the food I ate today. But yeah, organization is done. Let's get the radio focus, basically allowing us, yes, I like to say basically, to get other line support. Because right now, it supports democracy, which, you know, base. But long term, we're gonna get the monarchy back with this beautiful looking fellow over here. He stares into my soul. But yeah, in terms of game fun, that's the path I want to go down. Really good. On the other side, I'm thinking about getting this guy over here for multiple reasons. Firstly, because he's really cheap. Secondly, trade deal opinion factor sounds really good. And I think we could influence our exports with that, meaning more people will buy from us. On top of that, we can change our trade law cheaper, which I might actually want to do because we get more construction speed, we get more factory output, and we get more research speed. Yes, we give away more resources, but we have so much resources right now that I can't use them anyways, and we'll build a civilian economy for the beginning, so we will not need as much resources for equipment. New election, I would say we could get this guy over here now, meaning that as long as we're democratic, because afterwards he will be removed as a leader, we have a harder time getting war support, and conscription laws are more expensive to change, but we get even more positive modifiers for a lot of things. You know what? I take that. Yeah, look how cheap we can change this now. 90 political power for free trade. That is really good. And there's some focuses where we get so much war support, so I'm actually not that scared. The only negative part is that they mostly also cost stability, because we changed this modifier here, losing stability but gaining war support. Yeah, but it is worth it, trust me. Also, this time around, I saw a video pop up about concentrated industry being better than you might think, so I'm gonna test that out. Did I watch the video? No, but I saw the thumbnail, and I'm willing to try it out. And free trade, let's go. On the background, the focus has finished. changed. Meaning, I want to go down this here. For the sole reason that we build civilian factories even faster in selected states and we get more resources. Plus, this spreads out slowly on its own, which is really good. On the other hand, we would get a civilian factory and stability. Also nice, but I feel like this is better. And I did just notice I should have kind of saved the political power or changing the radio to unaligned. Next focus is done, meaning we can rearm our glorious nation in terms of defense, of course. This is not about expanding. This is just on defending our border, but we define what our border is. Yeah, but jokes aside, we get military factories, even two. That's really good. We get faction support, we get war support, and it kind of changes the spirit to be more militaristic. So I definitely take that. The other option would be more stability and civilian factories, but we're not that interested, which would be shorter to do, but we need war support. And if you don't know why I always say this focus over here needs 8 war support or 10 world tension, which will be basically shortly before World War II, which is too late for us. So what we are shooting for is the over 8% war support. Right now, we are actually in the negative, with the low cap, of course, being 0. So we need to adapt that focus to go more towards war support. Basically, justice dragging us down so hard. Anyways, let's also finally change the radio, or I forget about that. But this should be more than enough time to give us the unaligned support we need. But not gonna lie, bro looks like he knows what I'm doing. He knows something isn't right. And with this focus done, we get 2 choices over here, not influencing war support, but other modifiers. Over here, we get more factory output and more dockyard output. Very nice. And over here, we get political power, stability, and more production efficiency cap. Downside, we gain consumer goods factory factor, but not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of political power, stability, and production cap, so we're gonna do this. Also, state paid vacations sound based. I'm gonna do that. Secretly, we are communist monarchists. You can't stop me. This is my LARP. I would say generally in the background, I'm gonna click improve workers conditions right now, because I don't care as much for the factory output, plus the consumer goods factory factor isn't as bad as it looks like, and we need stability, so we're gonna do that. So, a little time jump absolutely has nothing to do with me being muted and me noticing it too late. Thanks, phone call I had. Anyways, I did go down defense above all, state paid vacations, I think that much you know, but then I rushed down to seize the Landswerk, meaning we gained good war support, but did lose stability. But because we did improve, or we are still currently doing it, improving our stability, we are looking pretty good. And also we gained a few mills, and I kind of used them for that, so there you go. After that, I rushed down to this focus over here, basically preparing us for this focus now to prevent a red dictatorship. On another note, I'm building a few divisions, and I got myself this advice over here for more political power, and not gonna lie, we gain good amount of political power right now, even though we have a king, which kind of decreases our political power. Thanks, king. So, and with that focus done, I will immediately rush down, undermine the fascists, to get this nice national spirit over here for 2 years, giving us more unaligned support and reducing fascism support. Very good. 35 days, bringing us very much on course to become monarchists. What I will also do is go to partial mobilization, because we have the war support now, and after that, when we have enough political power, get the army reformer for army experience, because we will need quite a bit for the bicycles. I also started in the background to research a little bit of Air Force stuff, because I do want to get Air Force to that. We'll make this easier. And with that focus done, I'm gonna appeal for support, which gives us very interesting decisions to get more unaligned support. It's kind of a bit of a trade-off where you get unaligned support, but also have to promise something for later. But if you know what you're doing, this is actually not bad. So it is done. We're gonna immediately go down, meet with the king, basically modifying his negative political power gain to be 0, and giving us a few decisions that we don't really need. But we also unlocked these decisions over here, where all of them are basically not good, but the last one. The last one gives us 10% non-aligned support, and in return, they demand a little bit of political power and give us stability. The others have negative modifiers, so I'm not gonna do them, and we don't need the non-aligned support. We're already very advanced with that. We need 65%. This gives us another 10%, so I'm gonna do this at the end. And over here, we get even more of a modifier. So we should be fine. What I could do to kind of improve my stability is to do anti-fascist raids, but I gotta be honest, this would put us under the threshold, and I think I'm not gonna risk that. I will try to do it without it, but in case of emergency, I will. This does go up very fast though, so shouldn't be a problem. As soon as we're at 55, we're basically golden. I would also say I'm gonna get myself the army reformer now, and I'm also planning to get the ground support expert. And with that focus also done, let's go down this really quick one, and then we should actually be able to just go king in the council and become monarchists. As I said, we need 65% support, or actually more than 65% support, but we should have this about, yeah, we're at 55 already, so if I click this decision now to rally the rule folk, we should have it in 14 days. There we go. They expect to be paid back, but as I said, they're the ones that give a positive modifier, so that's fine. And with that focus done, which actually gives us a nice modifier, not just for unaligned support, but also for consumer goods factory factor. Let's do king in the council, making the non-aligned party into the royalist movement and making our king the leader of the non-aligned party. Likes Germany. Interesting king. I will be getting the ground support expert now because I did pretty much prepare all the air research I can do so far. And I want to design planes. And with that focus done, we're going to immediately rush down the counter-revolution for basically unifying not just all the Scandinavian, but all the Nordic nations and basically getting a free Nordic Federation or whatever the monarchist name is, which is really good. I'm going to ignore all the mills over here for a little bit longer. And that's why it's not a bicycle only challenge, because bicycles are a little bit down here. And I basically don't have the time to go into this before I need to do these focuses here. And these focuses over here need some manpower in the field. So we're basically still going to work with very good bicycle divisions. But because I'm using some non-bicycle divisions in the beginning, this is not a bicycle only challenge. Plus, I'm also going to utilize motorized artillery. So yeah, it's not full bicycle divisions, but they're going to be really fast and really good, hopefully. But what I do recommend now is to save a little bit of political power. Also, this focus just finished, so we need to kind of invest in the rural regions, meaning we get infrastructure, which is really nice, and stability. Kind of expensive, 100 political power, but I gotta be honest, for 10 unaligned support, pretty good. Speeded this up by a lot. By the way, why can't we do this? Oh, with a war support problem, how much are we missing? Oh, we're so close. You know what? I'm gonna do this decision over here to not waste any time. I'm wasting political power here, but not wasting any time, meaning we're finally over the 40% war support. Oh my god, I'm happy I had this decision ready because I wasn't sure. And start with the Narvik crisis, basically giving me free land if they say yes. And yeah, the rural workers are happy. Very good. Gonna improve relations a little bit. Maybe that helps. And the rest I will ignore. Goodbye. Our stability is also really high thanks to very high royalist support, meaning we don't have to care for this a bit longer, but we should get it done kinda soonish. The main problem is that a lot of people don't trade with me right now. Like, I have a lot of resources to trade away, but no one is really buying them, meaning my economy is a little bit hold back. That's why I asked, by the way, before if anyone can tell me how trade works, because if I could influence this better, you could get a lot more out of Sweden. And I feel like if I had that knowledge, this would be so much stronger industry-wise. And yeah, very heretic. I'm gonna go down mobile warfare doctrine. I just want to have very fast divisions, and I'm gonna do that. At the same time, we finished this focus over here. They gave in. Very good. And I would say we unite the kingdoms of Sweden and Norway, making Norway my puppet. And with that focus done, Norway accepted, so I've gained a puppet. And the first thing I'm gonna do immediately is to finish this focus over here, allowing us to integrate all the nations we puppet. Or if we would annex the land, we could also integrate and core it. But basically, we're gonna use it for integrating puppets. Best note over here is that Sweden will be known as Sweden. Thank you, game. Even funnier, we will have a different name, so that's not even right. It's just lying to you. But yeah, we're kind of doing this now because integrating nations takes quite a bit, and I want to integrate everyone as soon as possible. So I rush down this because it's good industry. Norway has actually really good industry. Then we're gonna do Denmark, and then we should be able to do Finland. And very important, we need to be done with Finland, and with done I mean puppeted them, not integrated them, before the Soviet Union can do their ultimatum. Denmark and Norway, we actually need to integrate, otherwise the Germans will attack them. Finland, on the other hand, just needs to be our puppet.
Are you sure?
So our priority is Norway, Denmark, Sweden. Also, we did lose our negative modifier, so we can stop building civilian factories now, and we can really go into mills. Very good. And yeah, we have quite a big industry. And because we're not going to join a war immediately, I think a lot of people are going to buy resources from us. That could actually be really decent. The king has also very good modifiers on him, with the downside that we lose political power again. Thanks, Gustav. But besides that, we're looking pretty good. So the focus is done. We just change color and name. I have no idea what the name says, but the color is very cool. I will immediately start with the Bornholm crisis and maybe also improve a little bit of relations over here, just in case. I'm also going to immediately start with the integration of Swedish Norway, taking 180 days. This takes actually quite a while, so we gotta start it now because, you know, Germany is starting to do some Germany stuff over here. As soon as they get the vocals against Denmark or Norway, we are cooked. So this focus is done. We can't do this focus yet because we're waiting for the outcome. They gave in. Very good. So let's immediately go down the next 35-day focus once again. Very quick. The last one is 70 days. Still very good. We should be in time. It's about to be 1939, so we are kind of very close on everything. So this is going to be hopefully all in time. But yeah, I think we should get it all done. Just so you know, main reason I say I hope and I think is in my test runs when I was at this point, like Norway and Denmark worked out perfectly fine. But the moment I puppeted Finland, the war had already started. Like in the moment they agreed to be my puppet. So I got dragged into a war with the Soviet Union, meaning I just cut 1-2 focuses over here. And I think now we should be fine. If not, yeah, this was a fun test run that I just talked through. But yeah, I'm pretty optimistic.
Are you sure?
And just with one focus, the Danes gave us Iceland, the Faroe Islands, and Greenland. Yeah, that wasn't hard. How could anyone ever struggle getting those lands? Just gotta do a 70-day focus. We'll also integrate Iceland. I mean, I'll take the course. And actually have some industry in here. This is actually quite nice. Because we have mills now, I'm actually gonna build an air force, starting with some gas, and import a few resources. But yeah, long term, we gotta go all free trade. But for the beginning, it was very cheap and very nice. The construction speed definitely helped. More people didn't really buy into me yet, so that's certainly not an upside. Still, very helpful. So Danish alignment, they say yes immediately. Integrate Denmark, 90 days. This is way faster than Norway. That's why we do them second. And now we do Finland, starting with the Ireland crisis. We want Ireland back. Yeah, we're getting so many mills from our puppets. That is so good, but I really need to adapt my trade now. You know what? I'm optimistic. I'm just gonna go down to... I think we can do export focus. That's fine. Ireland crisis is also done. Very quick focus. They did say yes, because we can do this focus. Basically demanding them to demilitarize a northern province. And yeah, they should probably give in. If not, yeah, my luck. But they do like us. I did improve relations. We also integrated Norway, which triggered the fate of Czechoslovakia. No, that's a different focus. But very good, because we gain a lot of cores. We did gain their entire army. I'm just gonna put them into my army. And we also gained their navy. But yeah, we're growing without fighting a war or really having a military force. Very cool. I'm also going to invest into early fighters. Could be interesting. Political loyalty. Oh yeah, that's a lot of stability, and the modifiers are so good. So what does Finland say? They agree. We get even more war support. Very nice. And we can now puppet them if they agree. And as for the Soviet Union, because you might be interested what we do with them, I'm literally just going to give away the province. For uniting the Nordic nations, you don't need this province over here. And if you don't actually fight the border war, you keep the other two provinces they would normally take. Plus, I will probably need like half a year to actually prepare my army, so I'm not ready to fight them yet. I mean, I didn't even unlock the bicycle yet, but I feel like we prepared our industry in such a good state. Plus, I'm kind of focusing on good amounts of support equipment because we need a lot of them, so I would say we're prepared very well. By the way, Denmark is gone, meaning Germany can do whatever they want and we won't care. Also meaning we can probably, restore the Kalmar Union. Could still allow us to unite the Nordics, because there was a time where you could only do one of the two, which was kind of weird, but yeah, shouldn't be a problem now. Let's do this. I did just notice this is just a font change. We core area. I didn't need to do that. We get the course anyways. Ah, damn it. I lost the cool Nordic font, but I guess we can get it back via doing this focuses here, meaning I have to fight the Soviet Union and Germany. Yay. So focus done. They agree, and we puppeted Finland. And now that we're done over here, we could actually scramble for the Baltics, but I gotta be honest, no. I would say let's finally get bicycles, because that's what we came here for. Also, I'm gonna integrate Finland. Thank you, Finland. Within 80 days. So World War II is starting, meaning that very soon we will have the Soviets going into Finland. We can also finally go down the bicycle focus, 35 days, and some funding for a company, talking about the MIOs. What I like to do with them is firstly go down good bonuses for production speed, like over here, increase efficiency gain, or here, production efficiency cap, and later on into the other modifiers. What I didn't expect is not to get the event, so I'm apparently with the Soviets now. Yeah, I was in time to puppet Finland. Apparently, they did change how the event interacts with the Overlord, so Finland gets it now. Because the last time I did this, I got the event instead of Finland, but apparently they changed some code since last time I played, which, to be fair, was a year ago. So, yeah. But good thing this is not bicycle only, otherwise I would have a real problem defending this. Now I'm just gonna do this, dig in with the finish. This is a bad division, but as soon as I can, get the bicycle divisions into the fold too. We do have probably naval supremacy. I should actually secure that. But yeah, to be fair, I want the Soviet land anyway. I just would have liked to wait a bit longer and organize, but yeah, this should be very doable. I'm basically just waiting for my bicycle divisions, and I'm gonna actually build a military force. We have no more negative modifier really, just kinda this one, but that's not really bad anymore. And same with that one where we just have less ideology drift defense, which is nothing bad in our case. So yeah, we should be fine. Good thing is we can immediately go to war economy, so that's an upside. Plus, it doesn't interrupt to integrate Finland, so we will get their land very soon. And if the Soviets think we're a weak power, not anymore. They might have more mills, but we have technology. Plus actually an air force, so let me prepare that. So we got the bicycles. Nice. I will now immediately go into more mill factories, because over here in 35 days we can get 2. I will also finally prepare the one division I actually want to work with. And jokes aside, the Soviet Union could be a good testing range. Partially wide open fields to stroll through. I like that. Actually, I think 15 width might be supreme in the Soviet Union. First prototype, I'm gonna give them a cool name, and here we are. Gonna train a lot of them. Oh no, a new nation that wants money. Oh no. Yeah, expect them to naval land. I didn't expect him to do it so early. Finland seeks Swedish support, declares war on the Soviet Union. I think, you know, sure, we help you. I might be already very deep in this, so yeah. We did also just integrate Finland, and it's a core state, but can we proclaim the Nordic? Yeah, Nordic unity, let's go. We are the Nordic League. Also meaning we gained a lot new units. I'm gonna put them under one of the generals we did just gain, and with the ships we gained from the Finnish, I'm gonna use to kind of block future naval invasions in the north here. So I would say I did very much stabilize the front line. I will now carefully assemble a big bicycle army in the background and use that to retaliate harshly. At the same time, I'm gonna research logistic companies, because they're gonna be useful. So they're preparing a big push in the bottom. I've now actually prepared a good air force, and the first bicycle divisions are done. So I feel like while we do some tactical retreats, we could actually try to push with them. Yeah, I would say it's quite a decent counter-offense so far. Yeah, even encirclements, let's go. The bicycle divisions are actually performing better than I would. I was holding them back, drilling them in the background, but I gotta say they're outperforming so far my expectations. Because I knew they were good, but I didn't expect them to be amazing. And yeah, next encirclement is also done. Very good. The speed is very useful right now. And getting rid of some of those Soviet troops is important right now. So new encirclements also here, very good. Yeah, very slowly, but surely I'm dominating. They're kind of winning in the north, but to be fair, they're just starving themselves to death. So if I cut them off over here and then supply rate this ocean tile, that's an easy win. So I'm gonna upgrade the fighter to this and the CAS to this. And we already got adaptable. That is really good. So nice encirclement in the north. It's always putting up quite a fight. And I gotta say, for, you know, fighting the entire Soviet Union as Star Nation Sweden is quite something, especially without any of the bonuses Finland gets for defending. Plus, they kind of surprise attacked me, okay? I didn't have anything prepared. So manpower-wise, I'm still slowly ticking up. But I gotta say, Air Force-wise, I'm looking way better now. And I can finally afford to do some moves again, which actually feels crazy. Goodbye, Soviets. Okay, the Soviets starting to have some other problems now, meaning I probably can take a breather now. But oh my god, my losses are really high. this is quite the surprise war. I'm gonna clean up this over here real quick, because I did just prepare this encirclement. And once these units are dealt with, I'm just gonna concentrate on the big push over here, and we're probably in Moscow in a few seconds. We're already in Leningrad. Okay, I was fighting for this so long. They had like 13 units in there, but I guess, yeah, they had to move everything to the German front line now. Good. Gonna be easy now. Yeah, sometimes in my mind, I really underestimate early Soviets. Like, yeah, they're weak compared to what they could be, but if you fight them alone as like a mid-sized nation, they are quite hard to crack, and they do have an air force. But anyways, this is all encircled over here. Top encirclement is also gone. Very, very nice. Focus tree-wise, I'm merely concentrated on getting some stability modifiers over here, plus some other stuff. And currently I'm doing research. Plus I got myself good air force bonuses, and that's basically it. But yeah, there's a lot of pockets we got done over here. Quite nice. It should be the north consolidated. And yeah, that's the north cleaned up. I can completely concentrate now on this and basically just win now. So I would say let's do reclaiming the Rus for a lot of claims, making it cheaper to take those territories. And I'm also going to go to service by requirement, because oh my god, do I need manpower? What do I need for the Eternal Nordic Empire? Okay, that's a big one. Then I need New Jersey. Over here, Baltics and German land. I think we can actually do that. That seems kind of doable. Oh my god, Stalingrad has already fallen. Yeah, I think the Soviet Union is about to collapse. We're still at 58% participation. So if this war ends soonish, I think we got this. I might actually use my elite bicycle divisions that are absolutely not at all understaffed to get down to Baku and get that job finished. They're so fast. Oh my god, that is so nice. I mean, I never really got to utilize them because of the surprise war, but I gotta say, now that kind of stabilize the situation, can actually expand them for something else and just holding the front line. I gotta say, they're super nice. They're so quick. And jokes aside, I think the Soviets ran out of troops, because I just don't see any more Soviet units down here. Or maybe they're all stuck over here. That could genuinely be. They're just all encircled. How much divisions do they have? They have 0 manpower. That is crazy. I mean, they're unlimited, but still, that is kind of crazy. Look at the industry. But compared to my industry, oh yeah, they're cooked. They are really cooked. Didn't even get a chance to prepare for the German war. But to be fair, they attacked me. That could be part of the Axis. Or you know what? For finishing this war, this might actually be good, because I can probably leverage Germany to ask for states, which makes it cheaper for me to take in a peace conference. I'm just not going to join the Allied war, so this should be fine. Okay, I hate taking provinces, man. You tip on a unit and it resets everything. Why? But yeah, what I got to know so far is they're willing to give me a lot of provinces. I don't know why, but they're willing to give me all of this. The land for them giving me the land. But yeah, they're giving me a lot of territory here. Like, what is going on? And yeah, amazing moment to declare one Iran. Good choice, Soviets. The US sends me guns. The Italians send me guns. I'm just playing all sides. It's fine. But to be fair, our king likes Germany. You know, I'm just saying, maybe he would do that. Oh, you want to get rid of the Soviets? Sure. We're basically the new Finland. So reform my army to literally only utilize our bicycle division now. Scale it down because I can just use the Germans right now as basically a meat shield. Meaning that I can just literally focus on driving the front line forward, rushing victory points, and ending this war over here. Because I gotta be honest, I don't want to be in the Axis for so much longer. And I think the longer this war goes on, the more war participation I will lose. So ending this sooner than later is 100% in my interest. 97% is between me and you, Chelyabinsk. Once again, you capitulate the Soviet Union. So they capitulated. Very good. And I'll try to get as much land as possible. See you in a bit. So border-wise, I got most of the Soviet Union. I'm just gonna get myself a little bit of war reparations and resource rights for good industry. But overall, I get most of it, even though it's a puppet. So not gonna lie, I'm happy. Next step now, I'm gonna leave the Axis and prepare a little bit of a bigger adventure. And I just sent a lot of convoys to the Soviet Union, or I guess Swedish Russia. So immediately can decrease their autonomy. And now they are the Russian protectorate, giving me even more mills and boosting my industry to nearly 200 mills. Like, that is Germany level. That is really, really good. I would also say because Germany is losing right now on a lot of fronts and very soon they're gonna land in Italy, it might be our time to strike after a little bit more preparation and take them out. I think we need a bit more airports everywhere, but I do think we can outperform the Air Force. They have so little Air Force actually. What is that? I have 1,800 CAS fighters in stockpile. I just have a manpower problem. So, some time has passed. I did go down different parts of the focus tree to kind of prepare the nation even better, mostly the military stuff. What I also did is reformed the army, so we have quite a lot of bicycle divisions now, and you might ask yourself, oh, that doesn't look like a lot. Then you get to know those are 35 with now, and they're full with support equipment. So these ones slap, and they're also pretty fast. 6.4 kilometers per hour. Infantry, 4. Yeah. And best of all, we have a bit more Air Force than Germany, because they have a maximum of 37.32k, while we have nearly 150k. That's more than triple. A bit more. So I would say, you know, in close time, I'm just gonna, you know, justify a little bit. The Allies are preparing more and more for landing. I'm pretty sure they will very soon land in Italy. But for now, I will probably have to fight the bulk of the army. The upside is that they can't really do anything over here because Russia is my puppet and I'm not gonna call them in. Meaning I only have to hold this here and Denmark. If they can naval land, I have a bit of a problem, but we get there when we get there, okay? But I am optimistic that the Allies have naval supremacy. Should go well, hopefully. And the war justification is done. I would say without any more waiting, I'm gonna go in and oh, this is gonna, bro, I'm gonna be involved with Japan. You know what? I actually don't care. Japan will be very dead very soon, thanks to the US. So yeah, let's just go in. Bringing up the Air Force. And yeah, insta green air. Very good. Now, I would like to know, could I just win here? Yes. At the same time, the Allies want me to join their faction. So you know what? Why not? Might even get some manpower for occupation. Yeah, Mexico. Let's go. 200k. That is actually very useful. It's gonna fill up a lot of my manpower pool. Good news is we're gonna give back the land to Poland. So you're welcome, Poland. Just good and bad. Of course, I love my Polish brothers. But yeah, we're absolutely slapping them over here. Nice encirclement over here. Yeah, so far the offensive is going quite good. I think we got this. I'm a little bit scared of my war participation, but I mean, we're already at 10% for like literally joining a few months ago. That is pretty good. Yeah, jokes aside, Germany's cooked. This is not ending well for them. We are basically next to Berlin. I could actually ask the Polish for some provinces here. Very good. And we're in Berlin. I've been kicked from the Allies. Thanks, Allies. What is that capitulation? Lebanon and Republic of Syria. Okay, I'm not at all in that, but sure. While I do these massive encirclements, you just gotta think about that the moment they kick me out of the Allies, they just lose all of these naval landings because they don't have my Air Force anymore. Yeah, very intelligent Allies to kick me. But we do actually control all the states we need now, meaning we can proclaim the restoration of the Swedish Empire, giving our leader an amazing trait called the Great. I know, seems pretty good. Giving us fast experience, 2% non-command power, that is really good. More recruitable population, more max training, and soldiers lose less experience. That is very good. Plus, we also get compliance in a lot of high population states. Let's do it. I mean, we're still the Nordic League, so I guess once you unite the Nordics, it's kind of sad I wanted to be the Swedish Empire at the end, but it is what it is. 100%, and we could release compliance governments. You know what? No. Yeah, I can go back into the Allies. This is so stupid. I don't know why they can kick you. It is weird. I feel like there should be a fix to that, but maybe there literally isn't. Doctrine-wise, we are also done now. A little bit useless because it's only tank stuff, but for the formality, we have it. But I gotta say, in this short amount of time, we gained 23% 100% of war participation. That's actually really good. And I think I'm gonna wait a little bit to regenerate a little bit of manpower. But I think generally speaking, we can just capitulate Germany very, very soon. What I do hope is that the push in Italy is going further, so the Italian forces in Germany just kind of go away, because there's quite a lot of annoying Italian forces here. But I could actually, if I stay long enough in the allies, you know, theoretically, I could bring some units over here and push this up. Yeah, I know why there were so many Italian forces on the German border, because they didn't were in Italy. Yeah, good job, Italy. Polish just gave me a lot of manpower. What? Okay, I'll take that. Wall of Rome already. You're welcome, because I'm pretty sure that was my divisions. They're kind of on auto attack over here. Just putting them into a general directions they go. Mussolini post. Yeah, this is getting pretty good. Oh yeah, they're cooked really hard. Look at all of these divisions being encircled. Let's go. And Civil War. Yes. British puppet makes absolute sense. I didn't do a lot here. But that should just break apart. And yeah, in background we were winning. Once again, I didn't look because I microed Italy. Yeah, I think Germany gone and then probably just Hungary, right? Yeah. And I think we contributed quite a lot to this. Oh yeah, ignore the research I just did. This is a side project in case of Allied aftermath. And while I said this sentence, they kicked me out. Those penises. They literally did it. They saw I'm doing a nuclear program. They're like, nah, kick them out. You know what? You can't stop me. I basically control Germany by now. I completed the Swedish dream. You can't stop me. And yes, screaming in the mic is part of my job description, okay? We are so close to capitulating them. If we get into Vienna, I think it's over. Wait. How are you still alive, Germany? What do you have still going? Oh my god. That's because I got kicked out of the allies. So all of the shared front lines have no more units on them. So they're actually reconquering stuff. Oh, that's stupid. Generally speaking, that is actually stupid. They would have capitulated by now, but they're retaking all of this over here. Now, my units are kind of stuck in Italy or on the way home right now. So this will literally drag this out for a little bit longer. Same over here, but those are not core, so I don't really care. But they just drop Poland all the time because I'm the main force, like, helping Poland. Yeah, this is really annoying. Okay, Germany is gone. You're welcome, allies, by the way. So Hungary is gone. Yeah, meaning only Italy is left. I think we got that very soon. Very, very soon. Anyways, horrible peace treaty. Let's get it done. So, peace treaty is over. I got myself good amount of lands. Basically, all of this here as puppets. I thought maybe it would be realistic to kind of create a kingdom of Prussia with a monarchist Nordic league. Basically, dismantled Germany, took myself a lot of states over here, and best of all, demanded war reparations. Meaning, yeah, my industry is cooking now. I think this went very well. So yeah, overall, the bicycle divisions, once I got to use them actually, and not in a surprise war, were actually really amazing. This was my bicycle division, plus garrison unit. My supporters, I love you. Until next time, bye.
Are you sure?